to do the project, you have to think of an idea, okay? So, and then design it, and then go ahead and put the wires, because you want to know how your questions and answers are going to be. For example, my idea is to have this, like, it's a smiley face. I'm thinking of having the questions on this side, the answers on this side, okay? And then, since this is like a person, two hands will be coming out of here. One hand will be touching the questions, those metals, and the other hand will be going to the answers. And this is how I'm going to be creating a closed circuit. So how do I do it? Since I'm planning to have the questions on this side and the answers on this side, let's say how many questions do I need? 8 questions, 8 answers. You gave me 10 questions, 10 answers each one of you, but you can have as much as you can on the board. If you think 5 by 5 answers are enough, that's fine with me. As long no, or, because you already gave me the 10 questions and 10 answers, okay? Now, so first of all, I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. So I divide it evenly because it would look nicer, okay? Then you pinch holes in them, okay? As you can see, I did pinch a hole in each one of them, okay? Then you go ahead and get those. So we need to see what the materials are. Can we look at the materials? Okay, what do you need? First of all, you need those that are called brass-plated fasteners, because you will wrap the wire, you will stick this in the hole that you made, you will wrap the wire around it, and then you fasten it on your project, then the wire will not come out, okay? So this is called a brass-plated fastener. You need wires like this. As you can see, I did cut some of the wires, so this is the wire you can get, okay? In order to be cutting the wires and to strip the wire, you need this thing, I don't know what it's called. Okay, and you need those batteries. I'm using 9-volt batteries. I'm going to be using 2 of those. So together they will be 18 because the lamps I have, each one is 12 volts. Okay, now if you want to use 1.5 volts lamps, so one battery of this, it will be more than enough, which is 9 volts. Okay, you might need the scissors if you don't have this. And you need, this is called a, what do you call it? A battery holder, because it holds the battery. It's easier to connect it this way, and then you will use 2 of those wires, okay? Do you have any questions about the materials? If you don't want lamps, you can have a doorbell, okay? Then as you can see, there are 2 things over here. You connect wires to this, and if they close the circuit, the bell will sound, okay? So you can either use lamps or you can use a doorbell. Any questions about the materials? Okay, so let's go to our project. Now my idea is to have the questions over here in a vertical column and the answers over here in a vertical column. That's why I made holes in it. Now this brass-plated fastener, you put it inside the hole, okay? And see how it's gonna stick out of here? You do that for each one. So you go ahead and stick 1 fastener in each one of the holes. I don't have enough fasteners I don't have like 16 ones, so I just connected whatever I have. But you should have enough, like if you have 8 questions over here, you have to have 8 fasteners. If you have 8 answers over here, you have to have 8 fasteners as well. As you can see, they are all metal, because metal is a conductor of electricity. That's why you're using metal fasteners. Any questions so far? Okay, so if we look at the back, I'm going to flip this now. As you can see on the back, I have those fasteners sticking out. The reason they are sticking out is that I'm going to be putting a wire around it and then fastening it. Okay, let's look again, okay? The questions are going to be here, okay, in the right order, from 1 up till 8. The answers, however, they're going to be scrambled, okay? So, let's go back again. So questions 1, 2, 3, 4 up till 8. The answers are going to be scrambled, but it's very important to number it so you know what to attach to what. Let me flip it again. So as you can see, the questions are here. So the questions over here are numbered in order. The answers are scrambled, but it's very important to number it so you know what wire or what question to attach to what answer. So for example, I want this to be number 1. So number them any way you like. Maybe 1, 4, 8, 6, 2, 5, 3. Okay? So it means that question 1 over here will be attached to answer 1 over here. So as you can see, they are scrambled. So what you do is you get this wire, okay? You should have one of those. So as you can see, this is 2. You just get one of those. You measure the distance, like from 1 to 1, because you don't want the wires to be sticking out. You want it to be exactly the same measurement. I already cut some wires. For example, let's look at this. This question 1, I will be attaching it to answer 1. As you can see, this is too big, too long maybe. Maybe you need to cut it a little bit so it doesn't stick out. And then you can tape it onto your project so it doesn't get in the way. Any questions? For example, question 1 is here and answer 1 is here. So I need to connect those two together. So that's why I get the scissors or the wire stripper, and you make it a little bit longer because you need the wire to be wrapping around it. So this would be enough, okay? This would be enough. So you need to strip the what do you call this? The
rubber.
The wire, rubber, whatever it is.
The top layer.
The top layer.
Insulation.
So you
Insulation.
cut a little bit of this insulation because you need the wire and you try to get it out. You need just a little bit of practice. With the wire stripper, it is much easier than the.
You can.
Can we
Okay.
have the wire stripper?
Okay, see? It's not that hard. So now it is stripped from this side. So as you can see, wire is a good conductor of electricity, and the metal is a conductor as well. So when you wrap it, if you have a battery attached anywhere, it will let the electricity flow. Okay, so you have to strip it from this side as well. So you cut a little bit. You don't cut a lot because you don't want to cut the wires inside. So just a little bit. Okay, and then okay, if you want, you can have your dad helping you on this, or I will help you on this. Okay? And then you pull it out. So you don't really need a wire stripper. If you have one, that's good. If you don't, that's fine too. Great. So as you can see, it's stripped from both sides. You go ahead, you wrap it around this fastener over here. This is why it's important to have a fastener. And then you close it. Now it is in its place. As you can see, it doesn't go. And then you wrap it around. Question number 1. You wrap it around it. Do you see how? Okay? And then you close it. As you can see, it is in place. Now you want to tape this down so it doesn't bother you because you need to do 7 more. So let's get some tape. You tape it in place, and you do the same thing for the other 7 questions and 7 answers. Any question? So as you can see, question 1 is attached. Question 1 is attached to answer 1 over here with this wire. Any questions? You go ahead and do the same thing for them. You connected question 1 to answer 1, and you taped it. Question 2 to answer 2. Also, you taped it. So this is how the end product would look like. You connected each question to an answer so that your first circuit is done. But remember, guys, you have to, every single wire that's showing, you have to use electric tape to secure it. This way, it will not come out, and this way, no electrons or electricity will be running out, okay? So you know that your project is really working well. So this is a fancy electric tape, by the way.
Where'd you get it from?
Mine is not very good.
Home
Okay,
Depot.
so you cut from the electric tape. It preserves electricity, and you hide those wires. Any wire that's showing, you hide it, or you use the electric tape on top of it. Those wires over here, because the wire was too short, we had to connect 2 wires. So also you use the electric tape on top of it. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Do you do that for all wires?
All the wires? Yeah. So you should have electric tape on top of each one of those. Okay? Any questions? That's why, guys, it's very important to number them so you know which one is with which. So as you can see, over here I didn't put the questions and answers yet. So whenever you put your questions, you want to know where should the answer be. So if this is question 1, you go back and you see like this is answer 1, so you know the answer for this question should be on number 3. This is how you should do it, okay? Keep taping or whatever, or writing or typing your questions and answers to the last step. But you have to know where to put them. Do you have any questions? So the first part of your project is done. I know I don't have enough, but you should be having enough answers.